Hello, my fellow Nigerians. October 1st protesters give Tinubu's government condition to cancel the demonstrations. Anti-government protests under the slogan "End Bad Governance" are scheduled nationwide on October 1st. An increased security presence is likely near all gatherings, particularly in city centers of state capitals, near government buildings, and the transport hub. Legit reports that the potential for clashes with security forces is elevated, particularly in officials ban the anti-hardship gatherings and the activists block major roads. The October 1st planned nationwide protesters have asked President Bola Tinubu to return the subsidy on petrol. The same youths are planning another protest stated for Tuesday, October 1st. Tinubu announced the removal of a petrol subsidy during his inaugural speech as president on May 29, 2023. The price per litre of the product jumped from around 185 to over 700 naira, depending on where it is sold in the country. Today, it is sold over 1,000 in many parts of Nigeria. Consequently, food prices and basic commodities climbed through the roof as citizens battle economic hardship. A report by the Punch on Sunday, September 29, noted that organizers of the fearless October 1 protest have declared that the police, Department of State Services, and the military would not stop them from embarking on the demonstration as planned. It is understood that the organizers have also written to Egbetokun, the Inspector General of Police, to request security during the demonstration, noting that protest is a fundamental right. They would not submit to any state agent. Nigeria will celebrate its 64th independence on Tuesday, October 1, the day the youths are planning to protest. Other demands are a reduction of President Tinubu's cabinet and general cost of governance, and the immediate reform of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Protesters' expectations from Tinubu: return fuel subsidy, reform INEC, reform EFCC, amend Nigerian constitution, overhaul the legislation, unconditional release of protesters from the August protest. Special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, confirmed the government's efforts to stop the protest. That is why our own Ishaq Oloyede is saying that this process should be stopped so that there won't be any anarchy in the country. A faith-based human rights organization, the Muslim Rights Concern, has appealed for the cancellation of the proposed protest slated for October 1. The group argued that other reasons that it is sacrilegious for any group to pick Nigerian's Independence Day for a protest. Murik, founder of the executive director Professor Isaac Akintola, in a statement, urged Nigerians to respect their country and to honor our independence anniversary, which is October 1. The group also advised government officials to avoid flamboyant living, stressing that Nigerians want to see genuine commitment to frugality in government's activities. We have no other country. We should train our children to respect their country, not to despise it. We are surprised that some Nigerians are planning to hold protests on our 64th independence anniversary. Protest on October 1 of any year in Nigeria amounts to a discretion of our value for freedom. It is tantamount to an assault on all the struggles of our founding fathers who fought tooth and nail to drive away the colonial master and usher in a much desired independence. It is not enough to contend that people in those advanced countries manifest patriotism because their leaders serve them loyally. Unlike us in Nigeria, their citizens gave everything to their countries. We must ask ourselves what we, as a citizen, have done for our country. If we think our leaders are bad, have we looked at the citizens too? Objectivity demands that if we complain about bad leaders, we must also ponder over the bad citizens. What we need in this country is a sincere national dialogue between the rulers and the ruled. This culture of self-righteousness that has permitted the entire citizenry must be critically and objectively examined. We must not always blame the leaders or the police alone. We are all corrupt except for an infinitesimal few. Murik admits that there is severe hunger in the land, but Nigeria is not aloof in this category. We are not an island. Neither did our hunger start yesterday. We are always angry due to the pangs of hunger and starvation, but the solution to our problem cannot be found in the expression of our anger. Going on a protest in a state of anger can lead to unpleasant incident. We can do better by accepting the dialogue option, which both the government and the voluntary groups have offered. Jojo is always better than war. Even combatants always return to the round table after the war. Another reason for our appeal for calm is that the scars of the last End Bad Governance protests are still evident all around us. Puffs of smoke from burnt buildings and vehicles still rise in the Nigerian horizon. It is not so long ago, just a matter of weeks, a developing nation like ours cannot afford to engage in a weekly self-destruction. Furthermore, can any of the planners of this October 1 protest guarantee that rousing elements will not hijack the protest? If it happened in the July 2024 protest, despite promises to the contrary, how are we sure it would not happen in the October 1 protest? By the way, how are we certain that those who have tasted the deceitful wine of Leninism, communism, have not started sharing out Russian flags among misguided Nigerians, just as it happened in the July protest? What of the Luciferious invitation to the army to take over power during the last protest. Blinded by anger, protesters during the last outing failed to see the fifth columnists and bad losers egging them onto perfidy. Yet we recognize the right to hold protest. We cannot do otherwise as a human rights group. The right to protest is sacrosanct and inalienable, but that right must not be abused. The right of a protester stops where that of a non-protester begins. For example, people who wish to celebrate independence on October 1st have the right to go to places to enjoy themselves. Protesters also have the right to protest, but they have no right to conduct themselves in such manner as to make it impossible for those who wish to do other things to go about their lawful businesses. That is the naked truth. Murik asserts clearly, categorically, and emphatically that the hunger ravaging the country is real. We therefore advise the federal government to show more commitment to the amelioration of the ongoing suffering among Nigerians. Federal government should also organize sincere national open dialogue and forgiveness sessions between the rulers and the ruled. Government officials should also avoid flamboyant living. We want to see genuine commitment to frugality in government's activities. The cost of governance in Nigeria is too high. It needs to be drastically reduced. Such reduction will leave more funds to provide for the teeming masses. A government that feels our pain will not mock us with daily festivities. If we must make sacrifice, we want to see what our leaders have sacrificed. Citizens cannot be walking like elephants, but eating like ants. Leaders must also lead by example. Nevertheless, we urge Nigerians to respect their country and to honor our independence anniversary, which is October 1. We have no other country. We should train our children to respect their country, not to despise it. My people, this is what we are saying. If Nigeria should move forward, what are we going to do? Let's advise the Nigerians what they are going to do, if they will take our advice. My people, in the opinion section and comment section, feel free to comment, say your opinion. Subscribe to this channel, share, love, and like. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God bless. Amen.